The goal is to keep you scrolling. What keeps you scrolling? Fear, anger, hate, these emotions. And then what keeps you scrolling more? What triggers those emotions? Lies. Attacks on women are far worse than attacks on men. And it's not to say men aren't attacked, right? But I think in all of our societies, innate sexism has been pushed to the back. For me, there was actually a big data case study that was done by UNESCO and the International Center for Journalists. And they went through almost 500,000 social media attacks, and they showed that 60% were meant to tear down my credibility. 40% was meant to tear down my spirit. Those were the gendered attacks. And the platforms allowed this. That's also shocking because it's gendered. This kind of dehumanization is a step towards violence. Actually, when that was coming out, that's when I realized, okay, this threat is going to increase because online violence is real world violence. And I think the problem sometimes with social media is that old power doesn't realize, like as a traditional journalist, I would have been told, don't respond. But when you don't respond, it normalizes this. So a lie told 1,000,000 times becomes a fact. I look at the technology companies, their impunity to experiment with technology that changes our behavior, that makes their platforms behavior modification systems. These companies are experimenting on our biology, our emotions, which change is the way into changing what we think. So they change how we feel, change what we think, and how we act in the real world. This has shifted. Like if you look at even our teenagers, right? The studies are coming out now. Our teenagers have greater incidence of depression, of suicide rates, of eating disorders, and it's a debate in the West, in America, whether this is technology related. And look at it, the evidence also shows this. We just don't seem to want to accept it and change it. What's happening globally is that the design of the social media platforms that now unite the world has helped lies spread faster than facts, has elected illiberal leaders democratically. And then once these leaders are elected, they crush institutions of democracy from within. Actually, part of the reason why democracy has rolled back. More than 60% of the world today lives under autocratic rule with the aid of the technology that was supposed to be liberating. I like talking about it as death by 1,000 cuts. That you get small cuts and you think that because they're small, you're going to be okay. You look away. And yet the cuts are, every time you're cut, you're bleeding out. And you don't realize that you're so weak that you will die. This is the state of the body politic. Most people think the battle is out there, that it's a conventional war, Russia attacking Ukraine, that could turn into World War III if Russia uses nuclear weapons. This is the fear, right? But the battle is happening right now with every person on any social media platform. In the Nobel lecture, I talked about it as an individual battle for facts, an individual battle for integrity. It's an individual battle for your values. We each have to win those battles. That's a first step. And I think I ask, in the book, for the reader to think about, what are you willing to sacrifice for the truth? Because that's what we're fighting for.